Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Podcast Valley Sunday. I am one of your hosts, Chris Paco.
And I'm the other host, Jeff Cameron.
How's it going, Jeff?
It's going all right. How's about you?
Pretty good. Hanging in there, watching Monkees, listening to Monkees.
It's like a full-time job, man.
All things Monkees, it is. It really is. So today on the show, we are doing Monkee Mother. Definitely an interesting episode.
Yep.
Or a different episode at the very least.
Yes.
Directed James Frawley. Written by Peter Meyerson and Robert Schlitt. So we got some new writers.
Yes.
I don't know. Caruso overstepped his bounds last episode. So let's show him he's not the only one.
Yeah, and this is probably has a lot to do with why this episode just feels different.
Maybe maybe these are writers from like other kinds of normal shows.
Yeah.
You know, like a very special Brady Bunch.
Or maybe our guest star brought her own writers with her.
Yeah, maybe.
Listen, boys, I'm not saying anything unless it comes out of the pens of these two assholes right here.
Yeah. They know me better than anyone. And this episode originally aired on March 20th, 1967, 11 years to the day before I joined the planet.
Wow. Happy minus 11th birthday.
And it's a Monkee Mother, so it's like a mother episode.
How about that? It's weird. Yeah, it's meant to be, man.
It is. Crazy. All right, so we'll get right into it. So the boys are confronting Mr. Babbitt, the landlord. What happened to Mr. Babbitt?
Fucking Babbitt. Like, we haven't seen him since, the 9th or 10th episode?
Yeah, he looks like Walt Disney's brother.
Yeah, something went weird since last season. Now he's got, like, a full suit and a mustache and the glasses and the fupa.
Yeah, something happened in Babbitt's life.
I don't know, man. You got better acting gigs because he filled out. He's a bigger guy now, and for some reason he's on this. Sequentially, when did they shoot this? This
one was shot in January '67.
Okay.
So it was
because even like the film quality feels weird. It looks like it looks kind of shitty looking, like it's first season or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Here, I'm just gonna make sure on that. See if there's anything the production notes.
First batch of first season kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it's definitely 67. And at first I thought they got a different guy. I was like, oh, weird, they have a different guy for Babbitt. And then it's like, oh no, that's him. When I heard his voice, I was like, oh wait, what the hell? But yeah, he's a lot different. So anyway, they're all bitching. He has grievances with them, and Mike is wearing his blue hat, the blue wool hat again. And he says that his sources have told him that they're growing poison ivy and have flammable material inside.
Oh, I'm sorry, but Mr. Schneider is not firewood. He's our dummy.
What the heck? Who's calling in the Monkees?
Who's these sources?
Yeah. Some maybe a young lady that may have been betrayed by let's say one of the Monkees.
maybe it was the guy from the CIS. Did you know they're growing poison ivy?
Could be anybody. It could be that Nick Trump fellow.
That's what I put my money on.
Any one of these assholes who somehow ended up at the beach house there.
Yeah, Trump wants the beachfront property.
Yep.
So Peter says that he's just making things up so they have to pay their rent.
Yeah, I'm pretty unreasonable about things like that.
And so Babbitt says that he has a new tenant will be there, and they'll be there in an hour. It's a delightful woman, and they can introduce themselves on the way out.
Oh.
And then they do a weird thing where he's like an old-timey dude. Time to get out.
Like a Scrooge thing with the snow and the tall hat and everything.
Yeah, and all the boys are dressed like paupers.
Yeah.
And Davey's ripping Mike's shirt right off him. He's doing it. And but it doesn't work, and Babbitt leaves, and that's that. So Davey says that he's putting them on. There's no new tenant. And then a woman shows up at the door. Mm-hmm. She comes in with her bags, and she tells them,
"Oh, don't get up. Finish convalescing. I can teach my bags to walk in by themselves."
And this is Millie Rudnick, played by Rosemarie, who was the big boss Bessie Kowalski in Monkees in a Ghost Town.
That was her too?
Yeah. Yeah, think of her singing on the bar.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so she's...
similar to Joey Porter. She's a multi-character person here in the MCU.
Yeah.
The Monkees cinematic universe.
Did you call him Joey Porter?
No. Like the
Joey
guy
Foreman?
Joey Foreman, yeah.
Yeah.
I said Porter, Foreman?
I think
whoever Dragon Man, Crocodile Dragon Man.
I think that was, I bet you could find that movie, Crocodile Dragon Man, on those weird Sharknado type things.
For real.
That goes right to the intro. Boom.
Minute 40. Established. Takes 100 seconds to set out what the boys are up against in this one. And reintroduce Mr. Babbitt and bring in our new housemate for the boys.
Yeah. New North Beechwood housemate.
Mm-hmm.
So Billy shows her bird, which is obviously a fake bird, and shows him around and asks who made all this filth.
It's Peter. Peter puts the filth down on Mondays. It was nothing.
That's a fun little line.
Yeah. And then she tells Peter that he's fired. And she lays down the law, tells the boys that they must obey the rules and no one should eat food with their fingers.
The fingers should be eaten separately.
They're really on. They're on today.
Yep.
And she asks the boys what they do for a living, says that they're musicians. And she says, well, I love music. Which one plays the violin? Now, bom.
Yes. This I think pretty sure Rosemary's a vaudevillian type of, hey, Pally, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly.
Set up, punchline.
Yeah. She knows how to do it.
Yeah.
So Mike's addressing the boys out on the balcony, which is a place we rarely see, looking into the house from that direction.
Sometimes we're out there, like when the boys are crying about Davy, moving away or whatever. It's kind of neat. They're set up so they can just roll the cameras back there and do a shot from the other side. Now,
yeah, it must be like production
wise. Like when Friends is on the balcony.
Yeah, and you see the other wall you never see.
The girl's place.
Yeah. It's weird. It always makes all the places look small when you see that wall there. And you're like, oh, wait, weird.
Yeah.
So Mike's telling everyone that Millie's a nuisance and someone has to tell her.
Well, who's going to tell her? You.
Mike approaches Millie, and then he chickens out instantly. So he sends in Mickey, and Mickey tells her that they don't want to leave. And she's like, oh, you guys don't have to leave. She's like, I've had boarders before. And the boys aren't into being boarders.
Boarders?
So they're having another little powwow in what looks like Davy's shag room. Like all the beads on the wall.
The beads and stuff. Yeah.
And Mike says they have to change their course of action. And that's all that happens in that room.
The spin the bottle room.
Yeah. That's not all that happens in that room, but
that's
all that happens in the scene.
Walking and clanking through just a bunch of bottles.
Yeah. That was blood at me, man. I've got a glass magnet. A moving guy, Larry, shows up.
Larry.
Oh, and Millie asks the boys to help. They protest, but Millie takes charge in like a weird mini romp, and the dude's bringing all their furniture.
Yeah.
All her furniture.
I didn't get around looking up who Larry is. Did you look up who Larry is?
No.
Larry the moving guy? Because he looks familiar too. He looks like a NBC character guy.
He's one of those dudes that's been in a zillion things through the 70s and 60s.
Did you catch his name? I don't think you mentioned his name.
I'm sorry. William Bramley.
William Bramley.
Yeah, William Bramley plays
moving
Larry.
guy Larry. And Millie's love interest.
Spoiler alert. So afterwards, Millie's talking to Larry, and he says that it was tough, but he had some help. And like the boys are spent. Like Mickey can't even lift his arms.
My arms, I can't move my arms.
I can't move your arms either.
So later, Mike is dusting Millie's lamps, and Millie calls Mike Mickey. And
he's got his little apron on and everything.
Yeah. And then they have the first of a few like touching moments between them. And Mike talks about growing up with a big family but not having money.
Like the very special episode music comes creeping in.
Yeah.
And it's like,
it's weird.
This is what them writers brought to the table, is this weird, this touchy-feely business.
Yeah. And it has that super heavy-handed television show serious moment feeling, which is so weird. But also, it is kind of a little touching in a little way.
It does. It's yeah.
You know, they know what they're doing. And she says that she wants to do something for him. And he asks if she can make him a success.
Tell me, Mike, what good is success if you catch a cold? I'll make you sweat it.
So Mickey is working on the Monkee Mobile, going back to his trinkety ways, I guess.
Yeah.
And Millie comes out, interrupts him. And then they also have a weird heart-to-heart. She cleans the grease off his face, mom style, with a Kleenex.
Yep.
And then she gets Mickey to go fix the faucet. because the faucet's all leaking or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, boys are all finishing up dinner that Millie made, and then everybody splits but Davy, which leads to his Millie moment. She asks if Davy is English, why he doesn't know who Rex Harrison.
Like personally.
Yeah. Because he's English too.
Maybe he's avoiding me.
She tells Davy that she used to know everyone in the neighborhood. And like, hi, this person, hi, this person. He's like, why did you leave it? And she says, because nobody said hi back. And he said he would have called back. And that is a nice moment there too. Touching. It's sad. It's really sad. So it's weird. The Monkees have a sad moment. It's not cool. So guess what? Peter asked Millie if she likes music. And she says that she's already told him that she loves it. But she doesn't like what the kids play today. That's not music. And Peter says, well, he thinks that she's going to like this one. Which leads to very newly on our countdown, Sometime in the Morning.
Yes.
It's not a romp.
We just picked that up a week or two ago on the last episode.
Yeah, last show. And so this isn't a romp. It's like a performance-y video piece, I guess you could say. It's Millie's watching the band play the song. She's reminiscing. She's a young woman again. She's dancing with Davy, oddly enough. She picks him first. Then she dances with Peter. Then she goes to Mickey and to Mike. It's a really nice sequence for the song. It fits the song very well.
It's cool.
Yeah, I don't know how else they could have put the song in a Monkees episode without it being kind of this episode.
That's an excellent point, yes. Yeah.
And there's POV shots of each Monkee looking at her and the younger version of her looking at the Monkees. Yeah. She thanks them afterwards. And yeah, it's interesting. It's a cool little part, actually.
Yeah, for real.
It's a step back, and makes you think, because as you're watching, you think of her thinking of when she was younger, hanging on this kind of. It's nice. Yeah, but anyway,
there's a lot fewer gowels and pies in the face and whatever in this. Yeah. Complete opposite vibes of the previous episode.
Yeah. No Captain Crocodile in this one.
And they get to do a lot of band stuff, so yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's nice. Cut to the boys who set up a bunch of dominoes, and Peter says, this is called Southeast Asia, and just knocks them all down.
We're back.
Yeah, exactly. And also to see Mickey's wearing glasses, which is weird.
Yeah.
So Millie sticks her head in the front door and says that she's home and she's brought company, and the boys start to gripe about it. And then she wheels in this Sharon Tate lookalike named Clarice Rollins. And she says that she found her at the supermarket.
I don't know where we're going to put her. There's no room in the refrigerator.
Millie tells Davy that she's English and not married, which isn't really what Davy's looking for. Like, English, fine. I don't care if she's not married.
He came to America because I used up all the beds back home.
Yeah. I know, Clarice. Hello. Remember me? I barely remember you. I don't know who that Davy was.
He's like Australian.
Yeah.
Are you from Perth?
I got you with a wallaby.
Whoa, little George Harrison, you're back.
Hello, guys.
Welcome back, man. I haven't seen you in a couple of weeks. What you been up to?
I heard you had an English bird in here. You got the supermarket.
oh, George. I just had an English bird on the show. I'm sure you dig her. You might know her from back in the day.
I probably do. I've seen many birds myself. Anyway. I don't know about little George Harrison.
Okay, thank you, George. We'll see you next time, maybe.
See you later. Bye, Millie. Thanks for dinner. So she seems super vapid and not interested in anything, right?
Yeah.
I don't care. That's what
she don't care. She don't care.
So Davy and Clarice have a weird soap opera moment, and Davy's telling her all the things wrong with him, and she keeps saying,
I don't care.
And then he tells her that she loves her.
I don't care.
And then Mike says,
Something about blondes, they sure don't care, do they?
Another couple knocks at the door, and Mickey says they have no vacancies and closes the door. So then they turn to their kids, who are all armed with guns and bazookas and stuff. And they do a countdown, open fire on the front door, and blow the front door wide open. Kids raid the place and surround the Monkees, and the couple comes in, hugs Millie, and it turns out that the woman is Millie's sister, right? But her sister asks Millie how Herman is. She's like, oh, well, Herman's been dead for 10 years. And it's like
these two don't hang out.
Yeah, see, it's like Millie's a sad case here. Her sister doesn't even know her husband's been dead for 10 years, but now she's got a place at the beach, and she brings the kids and the husband.
Yeah.
I see what's up here. You don't even get to know her name. Millie's sister.
The kids with the guns.
Kids, more, yeah. So, there's so much craziness going on that sad moment, Millie, you can see on her face, as an actress, she registers the sadness there of her not understanding that her husband's dead.
Yeah.
So during the chaos, Larry, the moving guy, comes back in a suit and tie. He asks Millie if he could have more cheesecake. I don't think he's talking about the food. A little wink wank.
Hey. Wink wank, as they say. God damn.
So the sister's husband, he's all ready for the beach. And Mike is gagged, but he begs for a little help. But a girl puts a machine gun in his face and starts yelling at him. Mm-hmm. And the landlord, Babbitt, shows up, and he wants to know what's going on. The place is filled with smoke, and there's children with machine guns running around. So he freaks out. Millie's sister proves to be one of those mothers, gets in an argument because he asks who these kids are, and she gets all crappy about it. And then an argument erupts between them. A hot dog guy shows up, starts selling hot dogs. And it's I'll be honest, when I was watching this scene, I was getting anxiety from it.
There's a lot going on.
It was too much for me.
They cram all these people into this episode. Like
it was a musicless romp, is what it was.
Pretty much. It would have just some sort of classical something or other in the background, and it was just. Yeah. They could have just kind of stuck a song over it, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe it was too short. They couldn't do it, but yeah, they definitely could have been a romp. Yeah. So at the end of this, Millie's taking everyone to the beach, but the boys are all tied up behind the couch or something like that, and they're all gagged. So while everyone's at the beach, the boys, who somehow got out of the ropes and stuff, Mickey's feeding Peter like an airplane coming into the hangar, and Mike says they've been conned. And Davey, who's wearing his very best Kill Bill yellow and black shirt.
Yes, that's for sure the inspiration for Uma.
100%. Davey says it's only been a few days, and Mickey and Peter are already acting like Millie. And Mickey agrees and says that they need to get rid of her. And Mike says there's no way out. They may as well be married to her. This is definitely a window into one of the writers' views on marriage in 1967.
It's pretty weak for like an inciting incident kind of thing. Where like, Mickey's feeding the airplane to Peter. This has to stop. Like, okay, whatever. I guess we got to get the plot rolling along somehow.
So then Mickey gets the idea. They got to find Millie a husband.
Yeah.
And then she'll move out and live with her husband. So knock at the door. Guess who it is? Larry again.
Oh, cheesecake hunting motherfucker.
He says, there's a lamp I didn't unload the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever, pal. Whatever.
He's trying to get his lamp rubbed, all right.
Exactly. So the boys see their groom in Larry. And they try to get him to stay, but he says he's got to go home to the little woman. And Davey says, are you married?
No, I live with my mother. She's very small.
And then they get him to stay for dinner. Mike and Davey are with Larry getting him dressed up for dinner, and Davey's giving him tips. And he says,
Millie, your eyes are like cupcakes floating in a sea of sour cream.
And this just shows, you can tell, Davey doesn't need to have much game. If these are the lines he's using,
it sounds better with the accent, for sure.
It does, yeah. Whatever. Mickey and Peter are with Millie helping her get ready, but she feels like he should be with his mother so she doesn't worry about him. And they tell her that Larry's been talking all about her. Meanwhile, Mike and Davey are saying the same thing to Larry. So at dinner, Mike and Peter are playing acoustic guitars, and Mickey and Davey are being waiters.
It's cool that they're actually playing. Like Mike and Peter kind of jamming out a little thing there.
Yeah, it is kind of neat. I thought that too when you see them. It's like, okay, they're the musician guys for real.
Yep.
Because they just look more comfortable and know what they're doing. It'd be funny if Peter and Mike were the waiters and Mickey and Dave were the musicians, and it's just like a snare drum and a tambourine. It's romantic. So over at the table, Millie isn't talking very sexy.
I said, Greta, why do you take the pills for the liver when it's the pain in the kidney that gives you the headache? But you know, Greta, she wouldn't listen. No, wouldn't listen.
Mm-hmm.
So inside, the boys are doing the dishes, and Mike hands a clean one to Davey, who hands it to Mickey, who hands it back to Mike.
Don't do that.
I didn't catch on to that when I watched it. That's fine.
Oh, yeah. And Peter's listening to the date with a big horn, and he's looking through binoculars. They ask how it's going, and he tells them that she's talking about heartburn. And so, like, Millie's game sucks. That's all there is to it. Larry's a good listener, though, so he's being polite. After dinner, the three boys are passed out and Millie's still talking nonsense. Larry stops her and he asks her about Herman. Tricky move there, asking about the dead ex-husband on the first date. But you got to cut through the nonsense she's shelling out there. She's making small talk and it's garbage. She's got to get to the heart. So she tells him that Herman was an angel, but he was a man, a nice man. And then Larry tells her that, well, he's not an angel.
But you're a nice man, Larry.
There we go.
Boom. He's in right there, right there.
Yeah.
So they share a real moment. Peter sees it happening and he freaks out and goes crazy. Tells the boys that they did it, that Millie's in love. And they'll start hooting and hollering. Then they got to be quiet, so they hoot and holler silently. And Mickey throws around Kleenex, I think. So cut to Millie and Larry's wedding at the pad. Fast movers, these two. Throw a wedding together. Larry and Millie toast each other and the boys, who are the matchmakers, obviously. And they're all set up, ready to play a song. Mr. Babbitt calls for Mike. And Mike reassures them they have their rent because they just played the wedding, so don't worry about it. And Babbitt tells him not to worry about it. And Mike asks him for a favor. And Babbitt is much more down for it than I would have thought. Babbitt totally loves these guys all of a sudden, which is weird. Because essentially what they did was got rid of the people who were going to pay rent on time. But Babbitt loves it. And Mike asks if Babbitt could watch the kids, which is funny because kids are horrible. And not all kids, these kids. And the scene is funny because Mike is yelling. Did you notice that in that scene when he's talking to Babbitt? Boom! They're like right beside each other, but Mike's yelling all of his lines the whole time.
Yes, Mike's a close talker.
He's a close talker and a loud talker.
A close, loud talker.
Yeah.
There is one little favor I'd like to ask of you.
I'd be delighted to. What is it?
Well, I had to watch the kids, and I gotta play the music.
So this leads into Monkees romp number 1. Look Out, Here Comes Tomorrow. Because only a performance earlier was the romp, and we had the musicless romp. So this is the actual romp number 1. Look Out, Here Comes Tomorrow.
Because sometimes the morning wasn't there rompy. It was more dancey, whatever.
Yeah, like delicate.
Not a romp.
First question, is this the right song to play at the wedding?
That's exactly what I was thinking. Look out, here comes the rest of your damn life.
Davy Jones problems. Oh, I've got these two girls in love with me with white shoes.
I'm gonna marry these two bads tomorrow.
And Larry's listening to Heartburn. He's like, wait a minute. What do I do here? It's a romp. They play the song. The kids all have their guns still. Bring the guns to the wedding.
Of course.
It's like a Alabama wedding. And boys are in their blue monkey shirts. One of the kids is doing the frug. Is that what that is? Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Yeah, the fucking, like the monkey kind of thing. Yeah, it's good.
I always call that one the frug. I don't know if it is.
Frug.
Either way, he's doing that.
Whatever he's into it.
Babbitt's all tied up, but he's still dancing. There's an insanely extreme close-up of Davy's face.
Yes, gets right up to Davy.
It's good to see the hot dog guy got invited to the wedding because he's
nice
dancing. You see Larry and Millie in love. More performance than romp. Peter and Mickey do like a funny high five thing. That tap. Tap. Sorry, Peter and Mike do a funny high five thing. Yeah, it'd be funnier if Mickey did it. Do you think that live Davy would have changed Mary I Love You to Millie I Love You in the end there? You should have married. I think he would have.
Maybe. That's
just because he can play to the crowd, right?
For sure, read the room.
Right. So I think he would have. So then we come back. Millie's getting into the Larry's moving van. The boys are sending her off. She calls Mike Mickey again, which is a nice little throwback. Tells him to wear a sweater in the evening so he doesn't get cold.
That's right.
Tells Peter not to overheat playing ping pong by himself. Maybe that's why she didn't make him a sweater, because he always overheats. She said they had good times. They'll see each other again because she only lives 2 doors up the block. And she'll come by tonight. And she calls up Larry, who's carrying her things out to the truck. And then Larry's like...
Eyes like cupcakes floating in sour cream.
He's already bummed out about everything.
It's over.
It's over, Rat. It's over, Rat.
Ain't a marriage on earth gonna save you now.
Nothing's over. Just let me move into a house.
Delightful.
And that's essentially the end of the episode. Overall thoughts of this episode?
It's pretty cool. It's a good one, and it definitely feels different. I just found out maybe we can adjust what we said earlier about the writers of the show, because Peter Meyerson and Robert Schlitt also scripted the Monkees season premiere, Royal Flush.
Oh, wow.
Also Monkees in a Ghost Town, and the original story for Captain Crocodile.
Interesting.
On his own, Meyerson did 3 more episodes next season.
And so your theory was kind of right, where Rosemarie is like, I only write what these guys write for me, because she was in Ghost Town and in this one. Oh, Interesting.
Maybe.
And they're the originators of She's Got My Jacket.
She's got my jacket.
It's their fucking fault.
For me, this episode's weird. It's one of those weird ones that kind of stick out.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of like the moments, the tender moments. I wouldn't like them a lot, but having them in this one episode is just kind of neat to see that.
That's true, yes. It gives the show a little variation, a little depth, and you get a little more character feeling for the guys too.
Yeah. Here's a question I have though: how long do you think she lived there?
Apparently, by the time Mickey's feeding Peter, it's been 3 days.
Sorry, when I asked that question, Siri on my phone picked it up. I was like, I don't have an answer for that.
Siri, welcome to Podcast Valley Sunday. How you doing?
That's so weird. I wish she said. Millie lived with the Monkees for 14 days.
So I don't know how long it takes for them to, because it's the same day that Larry comes over for dinner, and they do the date. And then
that's the same day.
Yeah, so that within a few more days, they throw the wedding together, and Millie's at the door.
It's funny if it actually took 6 months to put the wedding together. We just don't see it.
We have to write a second song.
Yeah. So essentially, Larry moved her in for a week, married her, moved her out.
This is like his 16th wife he's met in this fashion.
And I wonder what happened to Clarice.
I don't care.
She's stashed under Davy's bed.
She's just gone.
Anyway, so it's a cool episode. Some weird things. It's all weird. The whole thing was weird. Guns, yes. I was actually thinking in it. I was like, oh, just how could there be guns in this episode?
There's no way, man.
So touching and this and that, and then all of a sudden these children show up with bazookas and machine guns.
Oh, kids with guns, of course. This is not the first time the kids have been packing.
No, they always got to show up. The highlight of the show, the 2 songs I really liked.
The 2 songs are great.
I think those were the best. There was some good jokes in it too, but I found those were the Sometime in the Morning part I really liked.
Yes.
So that was my highlight of the show, I guess.
Yeah, I think I agree there.
Yeah, was there a Monkees ruse in this episode?
I don't think they need to do any rusing. Everything's pretty straightforward with their objectives. You
don't need to do rusing when you're just cruising?
It's one way to put it.
No, it's true. No ruse. No fourth wall break either, I don't think. Yeah, so this even though these writers did do other episodes, this still is a tricky episode. Okay, wait. Because it doesn't follow the regular things.
Just wondering sometime in the morning where Mike notices the camera's on and he winks at it. This
one?
Yes.
Okay,
because I think that counts.
And, yeah, that does count. I totally forgot about that.
And Mike impregnated dozens of teenagers in that moment, for sure.
I'm one of them.
It's a powerful wink.
Yeah. No, that is funny. That is good. Best musical moment, we kind of already talked about that. Yeah. Classic Monkees moment, there's a don't do that.
Yeah. And Davy's underrated Kill Bill yellow shirt, which he also wore in One Man Shy and Too Many Girls.
Yeah.
And which is the Davy and Fern episode, and he'll wear it again once next season as well.
I'm wondering too, like nowadays, I bet you characters don't rewear clothes ever.
Never ever.
Television shows.
And some people online, they'll show an episode where like Mike's wearing the purple robe, and then later Davey's wearing the purple robe, and like
that's neat.
They reuse a lot of the wardrobe amongst themselves. Whoever needs it for whatever kind of look they're going for. They all wear like similar shirts. That green shirt that Mike's been wearing.
Yep.
That shows up on Mickey later on, like stuff like that.
So it's kind of like how it would be with those dudes. Just like, whatever, let's just go for it. Things that wouldn't fly in 2020. Children with guns, I think.
Yeah, that counts, I'd say.
That's always a bummer nowadays.
Yeah.
So we're in the Did You Know section. We've already talked Millie's second appearance.
Yes.
She was in Monkees in a Ghost Town.
Mm-hmm. Did you know that this particular episode takes place entirely at the Monkees pad?
See, I didn't realize that until the middle of when we were doing this, and I was kind of like, wait a second, they never leave this place.
Yeah, and that happens maybe 2 or 3 times during the run of the show. So we will keep an eye out for that.
I'm definitely wondering if like that's why they brought in these writers, because it's like,
maybe
this is just like production wise, like, because you could probably film that quicker, because like, guys, we're just gonna rip this episode out. We're all probably here the whole time. Yeah. The only crazy change they would have to do is when they put up the other wall to shoot in from the balcony.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, it's very cool. That's all.
When Mike and Peter are playing guitar on the date there, it's actually an early version of "Don't Call on Me."
I knew I recognized it, and I was like, I know this is something, but I couldn't place it.
Yeah, and that's something that'll be eventually turned into a Mike song on Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Jones.
Yeah, interesting.
And they're probably, when did you say this is aired in March, but they shot it in January, and so they're going to be recording for most of the summer. Really, they do Headquarters and they do Back in J. They put out 3 records that year, because they put out more of the Monkees in January. Later on, the week before Sgt. Pepper comes out, they put out Headquarters. It gets number 1, and then it's kicked out right away by the Beatles. And then they go to studio and do Back in J, and it's out later that year. 3 records.
That's crazy.
Unreal.
Unheard of nowadays. Unheard of. Well, actually, no, very unheard of nowadays.
It's getting weird now, for sure.
But yeah, and I feel like that's pretty much the whole episode right there. All the Did You Knows and all the everythings.
Oh, yeah, and it's the last time we'll see Mr. Babbitt, by the way.
Oh, this is the last time.
However, his actor will make an appearance. Henry Corden will show up again in season 2, playing somebody else in an episode. So watch for that.
Yeah,
all you
for that.
Babbittaholics out there.
What's that? What's that I hear? What's that tune I'm hearing?
It's Mike's hat. It's knitted.
Oh, hey, wow. It's the jangle for the Woolhat Of Mystery in the Randomatic Countdown. Formerly the Rando Select 'em Up Countdown, but I couldn't make that fit in the song. So that's why it's now Woolhat Of Mystery in the Randomatic Countdown.
I was glad when you said it out loud, because I never knew what you said in that part in the song, and I was like, I gotta ask him.
Randomatic Countdown. Once you know what it is, you'll know what it is.
Exactly. As soon as you said it, I got it. Because first I thought you were saying automatic countdown. I was like, no, that's definitely not what he's saying.
Random.
But I knew it wasn't Rando Select 'em Up Countdown.
Select 'em up, Johnny.
Okay, so I choose first this week. All right. This one. Ooh. I have pulled out something from Good Times.
Hey.
Birth of an Accidental Hipster.
Oh, my God.
Which I think is my favorite song on Good Times.
Okay. Here's the thing. And I was going to wait until we pulled out a Good Time song to talk about it, but we have to talk about Adam Schlesinger.
Oh, yes.
The producer of the modern Monkees records, Good Times and Christmas Party, has passed away due to complications from COVID-19. And
he was the first person I heard of, of quote unquote celebrity status, who died of COVID-19.
And it's an extreme bummer. And he's very young, and it's just a shock, and it sucks. He's had quite the career. Like he's with the Fountains of Wayne. He wrote the song that is the goddamn point of That Thing You Do. And I think, what's that song called? The show, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, that had a lot of songs in it. He did like dozens of songs for that. And of course, he produced Good Times and Christmas Party, which are just such fun, good Monkees records.
They're definitely the Monkees records that brought the Monkees back to what the Monkees felt like.
And he had a lot to do with that. Not only just contributing songs, but just contributing the vibe and the arrangements and how the songs came out. And it's really sad that he's such a big part of the new Monkees scene. And he's gone now. And it sucks.
Yeah.
Just part of the tragedies that us Monkees fans are dealing with, seems like, every couple of years.
Yeah, I could definitely say
thoroughly unexpected.
Oh, yes. And he was one of the people who I did want to try to at least get an ear on this podcast, because I think he would have dug what we were doing.
For sure.
But you can say that now, of course, but who knows if he would have. But I feel if you're in the right spot, Monkees wise, I think he would have been a great guy to talk to about the Monkees and what they mean to people.
Definitely a fan, and just it's sad. Yeah. Really sad.
And it was great. He was a fan who had a way to contribute, and he did contribute. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
He really brought them back up and got them talking. He got them people talking about the Monkees again in a positive way.
And he was able to focus on what made the Monkees music, and kind of like replicate that in the ways that nobody thought to do on other Monkees reunion projects. So yeah, it's a shame that he's gone, and it's not sure what they're gonna do next musically, to tell you the truth. Yeah,
that's very true. I didn't even think. But yes, so Adam, we miss you and you are missed.
Indeed. But the task at hand is Birth of an Accidental Hipster. Written by whom?
Wasn't that Noel Gallagher wrote this?
Yes.
Yeah.
And Peter Weller from The Jam.
When I heard Good Times, overall, from beginning to end, when you first started hearing it, you're like, oh my God, this is really great. Like, this is really great. But then when this song hit, for me, I was like, what is happening? This is like finding a song on the box set or something that you hadn't heard before.
For real.
And I like those really kind of... I don't even know how you describe the sound of this song. It's not psychedelic, but it's got something to it in that
kind
vein.
Kind of neo-psychedelic. There's more... I think psychedelic's the right word. It made it onto the psychedelic record, didn't it?
Like a British... Yeah, it was on the psychedelic record. It's like in the 90s...
There's a Beatle-y vibe to it.
Yeah. That British wave in the 90s, that was just bands being the Beatles again. It sounds like one of those songs, and it's so great.
For real.
I really like this song a lot.
Yeah, me too. The Mickey and Mike. I don't know if it's blended this time, but they got the Mickey, or the Mike verses and the Mickey kind of bridgy chorus parts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's fun. And I just like the hook, when Mike sings, I'm heading out in the sunshine, babe. And it's a random ass cool thing to say. And you can just kind of picture Mike with like a bearded Mike with the shades on, singing something like this, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's very cool, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, me too. And when they played it live on the Mike and Mickey show, it was wicked.
Yeah.
I think we've talked about it so much. I almost just want to give an episode just talking about that live record.
For real.
Because I could talk about it forever. Which I knew I was going to like it, but when I got it, I was surprised at how freaking great it was and how much I liked it. Like how many times I go back to it. Like, what do I listen to? Ooh, I'll listen to this again.
Yeah.
And it seems to have given The Door Into Summer a new life.
Yes. I think it's kind of a fan favorite song, and to see it represented in such a way, and for a way for everybody to kind of get behind it again, it's been really cool.
It's amazing. So, where do you feel this song should go? I think this might be one of our highest Good Time songs.
It's true. Which reminds me, me and Magdalena's got to be up higher. We got to move that one later. But,
there's going to be some shifting around for sure.
For sure. But this one, hipster. How high are we going here? 12 is I'm a Believer.
Yeah.
I'd say let's put it right below I'm a Believer.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll do that.
So
I'm down for that.
Mike,
so it's between I'm a Believer and Steppin' Stone.
Give me them tunes. Let's see what we got today. Hey, it's a little bit me. It's a little bit you. 2.
I say, girl, you know that it's true. It's a little bit me. It's a little bit you.
It has like a Look Out, Here Comes Tomorrow kind of vibe to it.
Yes.
Like the beginning at least, right?
Yeah. This is a Neil Diamond number, who wrote a number of Monkees tunes. Mostly Davy tunes? No. I'm a Believer was a Mickey tune. But hey, a little bit me, a little bit you. Definitely a Neil Diamond type song. He kind of went on his own to be sort of a big deal himself.
He did okay.
Did all right. B-side was A Girl I Knew Somewhere.
It's a good record.
This is a solid piece of vinyl. The opposite of a D.W. Washburn backed with Nice to Be With You, I would say. But historically, this song is pivotal in the tale of Don Kirshner versus the Monkees. When Kirshner was out in New York producing songs, and it was like kind of behind the boys' back, and would show up with these recordings. And I don't know how he sneaked Davey out to do the vocals and stuff. Oh, hey, lads. I'm back. Oh, hey, Davey, what were we up to? Oh, not much.
Just being straight arrow. It's all right, man. No worry. Birds, just birds, all time. Don't worry about me, lads.
Yeah, because they wanted the single. The boys wanted the single to be All of Your Toys with Girl I Knew Somewhere on side 2. And Kirshner kind of put out this instead. This is also from the same session where they did the first She Hangs Out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a session.
So his single was going to be Little Bit You, Little Bit Me, Little Bit You with She Hangs Out. That was the Kirshner single. And he was not supposed to do this without the boys' approval. Or approval of kind of everybody's approval. This is just Kirshner when did this.
Yeah, he went rogue.
But hey, tune is objectively pretty good.
It is a good song. It's a good one of the earlier songs for sure. It's got that cool like acoustic guitar thing going on. And it's just a fun little bouncy Davy song.
And the na-na-nas.
Yeah. And it was on the greatest hits. Mm-hmm. So it's ingrained in me because I listened to that record so many times.
Yes.
So where do you think it should go in the countdown here?
Good question.
Daydream Believer's 26, and then Gonna Buy Me a Dog is 27. Which I think is silly.
I like this better than Daydream Believer.
All right.
I kind of like it. Maybe a little better than Clarksville. It's pretty good. Whatever. Yeah, let's put it just above Clarksville.
All right. So Zoran Zam at 24, and now Little Bit Me, Little Bit You at 25.
It's among the Davey highlights on the Pull It live was the Little Bit Me, Little Bit You. And,
yeah, it is.
That episode of ours is now our... by the time this airs, it's going to be our second most popular episode of the show on YouTube. And
That's so crazy.
Very strange.
So thank you all for tuning in to our Pull It episode.
For real.
I hope you stick around for the regular episodes. Okay.
Like our most... As of now, I think Monkee vs. Machine is still our most popular episode. We posted that 7 months ago. And this Pull It thing we put out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it's already... Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's see, I'm going to pick one here. Got my hand. Oops. Got my hand.
Got my hand.
In the thing. Ooh, so close to something awesome. But I got Oklahoma Backroom Dancer.
Oh, wow.
Hot my baby, she got to have the fun. Yes, I see part in my baby, she got to have the fun.
Oklahoma ballroom dancer.
Backroom.
Oklahoma backroom dancer.
Bathroom.
Oklahoma bathroom danger.
Danger.
So the song, it's very much a late Nesmith Monkees song. It's showing where he's going to go with the First National Band.
Absolutely.
And it's, for what it is, it's a good tune. Like, got that plunky piano, good musicianship. It's cool. It's not my cup of tea in a major way.
Yeah. But
it's definitely one of those country rock kind of things that Nesmith was really pushed hard. And for whatever reason, could never... Do you think his monkiness held him back with what was going on?
No.
With the First National Band? Like, people were kind of like, no, he's in the Monkees. We can't really get into...
If people were into Mike, they'd be into it. Like, the Davey fans weren't clamoring for entire albums of Mike's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if people dig Mike and dig Papa Jean's Blues and that kind of sound, people were definitely into it. And...
like outsiders, like new fans, if they heard First National Band, they're, this is Mike Nesmith from the Monkees. Do you think they'd be like, okay, so it's somebody else doing everything? Do you know what I mean? Did that cloud?
Maybe, because the availability of information was different back then, and people still might think Mike's a big phony.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah.
Maybe also not really. Like, remember when in the book when he talks about going to England for the promo for the First National Band, and Ringo shows up and helps him out and promotes for them and stuff. Like, music people, and we talked about this last time we talked about Good Times, music people dig the Monkees.
Yeah. Yep.
The fans, it just depends on their opinions and whatever. But as far as musical legitimacy, musicians understood.
Yeah. Especially nowadays, I think they've really come around to what's going on.
Yeah.
So, Oklahoma backroom dancer, I would put... It's lower on the list for me, for sure.
It's an upper jelly.
Yeah. So, jellies start essentially at... Well, see, P.O. Box 9847 is number 46. Then it goes, I'll spend my life with you. And I hope whatever's right. Do whatever's right. Gotta give it time. Baby, gotta give it time. But at number 42 is like Magnolia Sims. Bye bye baby bye bye. Bye bye baby bye bye. The kind of girl I could love. The kind of girl I could love.
Let's put it. I was gonna put it between Magnolia Sims and Bye Bye Baby Bye Bye. I think it's good.
Me too. That's what I was thinking.
There we go.
So number 43 with a rocket. Oklahoma Badroom Clanker.
Choklahoma Bathroom Danger.
Bad aroma bathroom danger. That's all I'm laughing at right now.
Perfect.
Anyway, yeah, that was the three.
Let's put away the old Woolhat of Mystery.
We've been ending. We've been having good ones, but ending with kind of a clunk the past couple weeks.
Kind of a jelly here and there.
Yeah.
What can you do?
But what can you do? All songs will be picked, so there's going to be jams, there's going to be jellies, there's going to be crying, there's going to be yellies.
You said it, Paco.
I did. Thank you. And thank you to everyone listening as well. We hope you dug this episode. This really weird episode of the Monkees.
Definitely.
Which turned into a weird episode of Podcast Valley Sunday.
Like it do.
Yep. All right. Well, from me, Paco.
And me, Jeff.
Have yourself a Monkees little evening.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey Monkees fans, with everything going on with social distancing, Podcast Valley Sunday will be on every 2 weeks. We hope you're staying safe, we hope you're staying at home, and we hope that you're listening to the Monkees and obviously Podcast Valley Sunday. You can check us out on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. And please, rate us and leave a message. We'd love to hear from you. But, as always, be gentle with us. We're very sensitive.